Few seconds. Hello, good evening. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi, nice to see you. Nice to see you all here. Well, actually, I can't see you. Yes, please write on the chat and send us the photos because we love the photos. So send us your photos. Hello. Yes. Well, this is our North Greece wine tasting and Winemakers Association. And, this is the third region of Greece we taste the wines this year. So after Peloponnese and Manolis Inoubliable, and after Crete, the island, and Nikos and Maria, now this is, let me introduce to you, Yanis Albanis on my left, or my right. This is complicated a little bit, but anyway, Yanis Albanis, the general director of the Association of Winemakers of North Greece, and let him speak few words. Just, I'm here to recall you the spittoons. Use the spittoons during all the tasting because we have 13 wines today. Yeah. Okay. Yanis.
Hello to everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Yanis Albanis, and I'm the director of Winemakers of North Greece Association. I would like to thank Mr. Pietrzik and for organizing this very beautiful wine tasting event, and of course all of you who have participated in this event. Before we start the wine tasting, I would like to introduce the Winemakers of North Greece Association. A few words. Our association was set up in 1993 in Thessaloniki. It is the first winemakers association in Greece, one of the most active and innovative winemakers association in Greece, with 33 wineries, members. All the members are from northern Greece, from the region of Macedonia, Thrace, and Epirus. The basic aims of the association is promoting the PDO and PGI wines of northern Greece in Greece and abroad, to offering to visitors a wine tourism proposal. The name is Wine Roads of Northern Greece. To achieve these aims, the winemakers of North Greece undertakes the following projects and activities. The first one, called Vorina. Vorina are very famous wine tasting events which take place in Thessaloniki and Athens every year, and participate in these events 1,000 of visitors, as you can see in the pictures. Another project is Wine Roads of Northern Greece. As I mentioned before, is the first wine tourism network in Greece with 8 wine routes and 30 wineries open to visitors. Before the pandemic, the number of visitors to our wineries was about 100,000 every year. Another project and activity is wine tasting events. We organize many small wine tasting thematics events every year, as you can see and also at in photos here. Another project is wine seminar. We organize wine seminar for professionals and also for wine lovers. Finally, we organize farm trips and presentations for wine and travel journalists, wine experts, and opinion leaders from Greece and other countries, of course. Last but not least, we have the Thessaloniki International Wine and Spirit Competition, the most famous wine competition in Greece. More than 900 samples are participating in our competition. Most of them are from Greece and Cyprus, but also we have some participants from other countries. These days we're preparing the 21st competition, which will take place from 19 to 21st of October. Now let's talk about some information about vineyards and wines. In northern Greece, there are 6 PDO regions. As you can read, is the PDO Amidion, PDO Nausa, PDO Goumenissa, PDO Rapsani, PDO Zitsa, and PDO Slope of Meliton. Amidio is in the Western Macedonia, Nausa and Goumenissa and slopes of Meliton also in Central Macedonia, and Rapsani in Thessaly, and Zitza is the region of Epirus. Also, in northern Greece, there are 29 PGI regions. The three biggest and more known regions is Macedonia, Thrace, and Epirus. Finally, some of the most popular grape varieties in northern Greece, as you can see on the map, are the following. In the Macedonia, we have the white varieties Assyrtiko, Afiri Malagousia, the rosé variety Rhoditis, the black varieties Xinomavro, the very famous in the region, Limnio, Moschomavro, and Engoska. In Epirus, we have the white variety Debina and the black varieties Vlachiko and Bekiari. And in Thrace, we have the white variety Zumniatico and the black varieties Mavroudi, Limnio, and Pamidi. Of course, we have also the many international grape varieties like Merlot, Syrah, Cabernet Sauvignon, or Sauvignon Blanc and Chardonnay. This is a few words for us. If you need more information about association, we can visit our website, the winemakersofnorthgreece.gr. Thank you for your attention, and I hope to enjoy this wine event. Piotr.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much, Yanis. Sorry, some technical issues. Thank you very much for this very interesting introduction. And yes, hello, welcome, Marina Stamos from Vivlia Hora.
Yes, perfect.
Do I pronounce it well? Vivlia?
Yes, perfect.
Vivlia?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I have to thank to Adam Drozdowski, my friend, who taught me the Greek pronunciation. So Vivlia Hora. Hello, Marina, and hello. Yeah, first wine. Floor is yours.
Hello, and thank you very much for the event. I'm Marina Stamos. I'm enologist in Ktima Biblia Hora, and I work since 2014 as an export manager. I will tell you a little bit about the origin of the name first. The Phoenicians, they came to the Pangaeon area where the winery is situated because they were searching about ore of metals. And they introduced a variety that is called Biblia. So from this Biblia, they made Biblinos Inos. Inos in Greek or ancient Greek means the wine. So it's the wine of this variety. And the area was called Biblia Hora. Hora is the land, so it's the land of the grape the Phoenicians brought to the area. Ktima Biblia Hora, it was created in 2001 from two Greek enologists, Mr. Tsaktsaris and Mr. Gerovasiliou. It is located on in Kokinochori, in the village of Kokinochori, near Kavala. And the vineyards are situated on the slopes of Mount Pangaeon. And the vineyards are about 280 to 450 meters above sea level. We have around 60 hectares our own vineyards, and around 40 hectares we buy from other farmers and producers in the area also of Pangaeon. All our vineyards follow strict standards of organic agriculture, and the good thing is that it's very easy to do organic vineyards in the area because it's always windy, so we have no problems with diseases. Also, we have the climate is a Mediterranean climate. That means that we have cool summers and mild winters. The area is influenced from the Pangaeon Mountains, as you can see on the picture behind the winery, let's say. And also we have sea breezes from the Aegean Sea. So, if you want, we can taste now the wine. This is the we can taste the wine. It's the Biblia Chora White 2020 vintage. It is produced from 60% Sauvignon Blanc and 40% Assyrtiko. The Sauvignon Blanc, or the harvest from the Sauvignon Blanc, is around mid of August. It starts and it ends mid of September. And the Assyrtiko is harvested mid to late of September. So what we do for the vinification? For the vinification of the Sauvignon Blanc, the grape juice, after a few hours of pre-fermentation maceration, it stays in low temperature, of course, with the skin, so we get some of the aromas from the skin. The Assyrtiko grape, we press it directly because it has, on the skin, it has a lot of tannins that we don't want, so we press it directly. So let's see the color. The color from Prima Biblia Chora White is green yellow, let's say, with intense clarity. The aromas are tropical fruits and grapefruits. Also, there is a touch of lemon and citrus notes. The flavor is rich, it's full, it has a good structure, and it is harmonious. It is also a lot of acidity, like all of the wines in our region. And the acidity comes from the Assyrtiko. And it has also a long aromatic finish. I would also say that about the food pairing, I think it combines very good to grilled fish, also to grilled vegetables, to seafood, to green salads with some dried fruit, and also with white cheese platters. So enjoy our Biblia Chora White. Yes, as you can see, it has 13.5% alcohol. So I hope you enjoy it. And thank you very much also to Eurofoods and to Mr. Slavomir, because they import our wines and we have a very successful cooperation since a lot of years.
Yeah, so I'm sure if not Mr. Slavomir, Mr. Michał is with us.
Perfect.
Yeah, and you said the acidity comes from Assyrtiko here.
Assyrtiko, yes. Because look, all of the wines in the region has a lot of acidity because we have a big difference of temperature between day and night. Mm-hmm. I mean, it could be between 15 to 20 degrees difference between day and night. So in general, we have a lot of acidity, but especially Assyrtiko is well known for its high acidity also. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Very nice. Very pleasant nose, I would say, and yeah, but feel much more Sauvignon Blanc than Assyrtiko, but well.
Yes, okay. It's true. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Marina. Stay with us if there's any questions. Yeah. There's a question. There's a question in chat. It's climate change affecting.
Yeah. Yes, we have. Can I answer now?
Yes, sure.
Yes, of course. Yes, it affected because when the winery started, 2001, the harvest started about 25th of August. And now with the climate change, we start around 10, 12th of August. So we are 2 to 3 weeks before. Yeah.
So no more holidays in future.
No. It's no.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Marina.
Thank you too. Thank you too.
Thank you. And stay with us, please. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have yes. Did you mention? Did you? Yes. This is to the Polish attendees. information, please consider the glass suggestion below the name of the wine, because we have on the number 6 it's Retsina, and after Retsina it would be difficult to taste anything. Yeah. So now, yes, Akis. Hello, Akis.
Hello, Piotr.
Hello.
Everyone.
Yeah. Hi. So Akis, ladies and gentlemen, Wine Art Estate and Mr. Akis and the second wine.
So I'm Akis Papadopoulos, winemaker at Wine Art Estate. And before we start with the wine that we have chosen to taste with you, I will tell you a few words about our estate and our region where we're located at. Well, the estate is called Wine Art, and it was founded in 1995. Is owned by two men, Yannis Papadopoulos, who happens to be my father. He's a civil engineer by profession, and Yannis Kalaitsidis, an architect. None of them was directly related to the wine business, and it started as a hobby, but it soon became full-time job as they realized that in order to produce high-quality wines, they had to invest in order to have the necessary equipment and the infrastructures, and so they did. The winery was built step by step and is located at Mikrohori, near the city of Drama, actually 5 kilometers south of Drama. Here you see the map of Greece. Drama prefecture is in red. You see we are in the north of Greece, right on the borders with Bulgaria, not very far from the sea, so we still have the sea influence, as well as the many mountains which also contribute to the climate of the region. Well, there's nothing dramatic about this place. The name derives from the ancient word hydrama or dirama, both meaning rich in water. So our region is rich in water. We have many natural springs and rivers. And it is a region that was related to the cultivation of the vine and winemaking process since the ancient times. Up here you can see on top of the picture, it's the ruins of an ancient temple that was dedicated to god of wine, Dionysus, or Bacchus for the Romans. That they were found, these ruins, at 35 kilometers from the city of Drama, at Kalidrisi, where a part of our vineyard is also at. You can see on the bottom of this picture. Well, here in Drama, all the wineries, when we first started, we started by planting international varietals, mostly French and more specifically Bordeaux oriented, I would say, like Sauvignon Blanc, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon. But over the last 15 years, we have also been focusing on Greek indigenous varietals as well. And the wine that we are about to taste is a good example of that. So we have chosen Plano Malagousia, which is made of Malagousia grapes. It's 100% Malagousia, an indigenous variety. A few words about the cultivation and winemaking. The soil is sandy clay with limestone layers on the subsoil. We start picking the grapes in the first days of September, which was the case also this year. And the grapes are hand-picked. And we are practicing the skin contact at low temperature in order to extract the aromatic compounds that are located on the skin of the berries. And we do that for a short period of time, which varies from 1 year to another and depends on the sanitary state of the grapes. It can start from like a couple of hours and goes up to 10 to 12 hours tops. After that, we take the free-run juice into the tanks where we ferment the juice at controlled temperature, which does not exceed 17 degrees Celsius. Once the alcoholic fermentation is done, we are practicing the least stirring, the batonnage, in order to gain in terms of volume, structure, and body. So this wine comes at 13% alcohol. The vintage is 2020. On the nose, we can smell the typical floral aromas of white flowers combined with fruity notes like pears and peaches, enhanced with a mineral tone that adds more depth and adds more layers to the nose of the wine. And in the mouth, we still feel this floral, mineral, fruity flavors. We have a nice acidity that gives length and a long-lasting aftertaste. As for the food pairing, I would go for intense flavors such as Thai, Cajun, or Mexican cuisine. They use a lot of lemongrass and coriander, which goes really well with the terpenic character of the grapes. But I would easily also pair it with Greek Mediterranean cuisine, also Italian, with dishes such as pasta with basil pesto or zucchini risotto. So that was it from me. If you have any questions, I would be very glad to answer if I can.
And how it works with how it goes with Asian dishes?
It goes very well with Thai, also with sushi. Yes, it's a good match.
It's a good match. Okay, yeah. That's the first of 3 Malaguzia we have today. And what about the PGI drama? A few words.
PGI drama.
Because the name is dramatic, let's say.
It is dramatic. Yes, we have many varieties here for the PGI drama appellation. Sauvignon Blanc, Assyrtiko, Malaguzia, Chardonnay are the most common whites. And as for the reds, we have Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, so mostly international, mostly French. But now we're also experimenting with Greeks as well. And hopefully in the future, we will have a PDO drama.
PDO drama.
I hope in the near future.
Okay. Yeah. So fingers crossed. Yeah. For PDO.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Akis. Stay with us,
Thank
please.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. And now Konstantinos from Kytrus wine estate and the second Malaguzia. Konstantinos Garipidis. Hello, Konstantinos. Yeah. Konstantinos, press the buttons. Oh, yes, you did. Okay. Hello.
Great. Can you see me? Hello. Hi.
We can see you. We can hear you. So
Great.
this is
Great.
your time.
Thank you, Piotr. I'm Konstantinos Garipidis. I'm from Ktima Kytrus. We're a small winery situated, and a new winery actually situated in the foothills of the Pierian Mountains in Pieria. I'll tell you a few words about who we are and how we started. Actually, we started in 2009. We planted the first vines. We come from a family, and also myself, we come from a family of engineers. We didn't have any association with wine, apart that we really liked the drinking wine. So we started in 2009 planting the first vines, and our first commercial vintage was 2011. So the 2020 was the 10th vintage of our small winery. We do about 50% white wines, and the rest of it is red wines, red grapes from red wines from red grapes. Our total production is about 35,000 bottles to 40,000 bottles, and we cultivate around 6 hectares. So we're a very small winery. This here, as you can see, is the Malagousia. This is also the wine that we are tasting. Malagousia is a very special grape. It has a very soft skin. It's a very aromatic variety, but it tends to have it tends to get very big and very very vigorous as a vine and as a grape as well. So it needs to be managed in the vineyard. We are in a very low yielding place, so this helps a lot with Malagousia, and we are very close to the sea. We're about 2.5 kilometers from the sea and at the slopes of the Pyrenean Mountains. That always helps with the diseases as well, as has been told before, because Malagousia is very susceptible to diseases, so that always helps. Now, we are going to taste today the 2020 Malagousia. It has been fermented in concrete tanks. No, and yes, that's the Malagousia. It has been fermented in concrete tanks. We do about 10 to 24 hours of skin contact before the fermentation takes place. We also like to extract as much aromas from the grapes as possible. And then we ferment the wine at around 18 to 19 degrees. Nothing really special, but we use a lot of concrete tanks. We had the transition the last few years to like 70% concrete tanks. That helped a lot. I think, and this is also that helps a lot with the minerality of the wine that you're going to taste as well. We harvest the 2020 vintage at around 22 to 23 bricks, which and at the end of August to the first days of September. Actually, this was a bit late for a typical year of Malagousia. Usually Malagousia, we harvest at around 20 to 25 of August. That's usually the case. This year we had a lot of rain at the end of August, so it was a little bit late. It has a 13% alcohol. The yield was about a ton and 1.1 per hectare. And this is also a very cold year, and you can see that with the acidity. It's actually very high for Malagousia as well. We have a lot of citrus and lemon notes, and some also floral notes, which is also quite common, but not every year with Malagousia. Malagousia, I think, is a wine. Our Malagousia as well is a wine that goes well with fish and also very well with Chinese food. This is my favorite, actually, and this is what I always suggest. You should try it with something like with sushi or with Chinese food. It doesn't have any residual sugar. It's a very and also you can see it has a very long aftertaste and a very bitter aftertaste as well. This is also one of the characteristics of the wine. Yep. So that, and also we use Stelvin to close our wines because we think this is the best way to keep the aromas fresh as much as possible.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Konstantinos. This is interesting. So you like it with the Chinese food?
Yes, definitely.
Me too. I believe it's fine. Yeah. Okay.
As long as it doesn't have a lot of spices, I think it's perfect because it's very aromatic, and with the spices, it doesn't always go that well.
I agree. Yeah. I like the wine. I like the battles. You pay a lot of attention to the presentation of the battles. I mean, you Greeks generally, it's fine to see fine battles. Yeah,
I think that it's something that all winemakers pay attention to. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Konstantinos. Stay with us, please.
Sure.
Don't see the questions on the chat, but perhaps someone wants to ask something. Sure. Yeah, and now, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gerovasiliou, Argyris Gerovasiliou from Ktima Gerovasiliou. Hello.
Good evening to you all.
Hey, good evening. Yes. So,
Third Malagousia in a row. Wow, crazy.
Yeah. So this is your time.
Yes, our time to shine. But I'm feeling very nice when we taste 3 different Malagousia in a row. And maybe it's very nice to see the difference between the different regions of the same variety. My name is Argyris Gerovasiliou. I'm an enologist studying in Bordeaux, France, and I belong to the second generation of our family-owned and family-run winery called Ktima Gerovasiliou. Of course, as you can guess, Gerovasiliou is our family name, and Ktima is the Greek translation of the word estate. So estate Gerovasiliou, Ktima Gerovasiliou, it's almost the same. So today we're gonna taste, as I told you, the third in a row Malagousia, 100% Malagousia from Ktima Gerovasiliou. But before the tasting, let me give you some information about our family winery. So, as I told you, Ktima Gerovasiliou, I'm the second generation. So, the first generation, Ktima Gerovasiliou is the brainchild of my father. He started in 1981 by reviving his family vineyard of around 2 hectares. Today, our modern winery is surrounded by 86 hectares of a single private-owned vineyard, surrounded again by sea on 3 sides. As our winery is located in Epanomi, which is actually a small peninsula. So we are very close to the sea, almost 15 kilometers. And the sea plays a huge role to our microclimate. It helps to reduce a little bit the hot temperature of summertime. Of course, we are in northern part of Greece. We have a classic Mediterranean climate, so hot summers and mild winters. So the sea helps us a little bit to reduce these temperatures, and of course creates this phenomenon of the big difference between the temperature of daytime and nighttime, and help us to have a more tranquil ripeness of our grapes, and give us a more fresh character to our wines. So let's go to Malagousia. I'm feeling very proud when I'm talking about this variety and our wine, because my family and mostly my father played a huge role to the modern history of this variety. He's one of the reasons that this variety exists today. He helped to revive this variety and save from extinction. He was one of the first to cultivate and actually vinificate this variety. I would like to mention something about this variety because it's one of the most important of Greece, but it has a big difference with other varieties. And the reason is that most of Greek varieties linked to the place of origin. For example, Assyrtiko to the island of Santorini, Xinomavro to Nausa, Georgitiko to Nemea. But Malagousia, it's not the same case because we say that it's an adopted variety. I know it's not a good word, but this is how we call it in Greece. An adopted variety because the quality of Malagousia was promoted by wineries outside, far away from the place of birth of Malagousia, and mostly in the northern part of Greece. So that's why the consumers in Greece of Malagousia does not associate it, this variety with a specific place, but with specific wineries, as the one that we will taste today. So, without further ado, let's start a little bit with our Malagousia from Ktima Gerovasiliou. Let's talk a little bit about the vinification. Of course, we have a 220 vintage. About the vinification, it's an early variety, so almost every year we harvest Malagousia at the end of August. We start with destemming and crushing the grapes. After the crushing, we do a cold skin contact maceration for around 12 hours to extract the nice aroma of Malagousia. Then we take the free red juice of Malagousia and we put it inside inox tanks. And around 20 to 30%, depends the years, we put it in barrels and we ferment it inside the barrel. So it's a wine, 1/4 of this wine, it's been fermented in oak barrels. And the reason that we are doing this in Ktima Gerovasiliou is that we believe that Malagousia, it's a very aromatical variety, but it lacks a little bit of mouthfeel. So to create mouthfeel, we use a little bit of barrel, so we can create a more well-balanced wine, nose and on the palate. After a 4-month stay with the primary yeast list, we bottle the wine. So now we will taste Malagousia 2020. It's a sold-out wine. It's very difficult to find the last 2 months, and we're waiting until November to taste the new vintage, so that I have a big expectation about it. So about the wine, we can say that it has a brilliant straw color. On the nose, as my colleagues said before, with the other 2 Malagousias, has this very characteristic elegant Mosca character with some white flowers like jasmine, fruity character like peach, pear, but also a very elegant herbal character that I like a lot in Malagousia. In the mouth, we say that we have the same expression, the same typicality of Malagousia. It has rich flavors with lemon peel and very long aftertaste. About the food and wine pairing, I'm on the same page with the other enologist, and I believe Malagousia is a passepartout wine that you can have it just a glass of wine or enjoy just a glass of wine of Malagousia, but also it's very easy to pair it with different type of food and cuisine. So that's for me. I hope you enjoy all Malagousia, and I'm pleased to hear about you and answer some questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I got first comments from. First, your wine is imported by Eurofoods.
Eurofoods.
Yeah,
I like the Bibliahor, I guess.
And the second wine has no importer by now in Poland. Yeah, the second wine, the previous one. Okay, so first comments from timid war participant is it's always good.
That's a good comment.
Yeah, there's a photo of your wine, and yes, it's always good. So, but what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think? Say something on the chat. What do you think about the 3 different Malagousia? Because this is the last Malagousia we are going to taste today. No more. Do you have this? This is for you this variety is the most important, isn't important, or is just something you wanted to show today? For you in Gero Vasiliu, I mean. Hello? You're frozen. There's something with the connection. No? It's only me? No? Malaguzia, wonderful grape. Yes, I believe. I agree. Yes, it's a wonderful grape. And so far the best. So the last is the best. Yeah. Okay. And yes, very interesting and important to Horeca sector, and goes well with etc. Yeah, Asian. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for your comments. So, ladies and gentlemen, now perhaps it's time for I'm not moving fast by now, because we at 5:30 we have a meeting with Kekris, and he's on the way from the airport. It's in Germany. But now Domaine Florian and Florian. Yes. Hello, Florian. I can't hear you. No? Microphone. It's okay? No? I can't hear you. Let me just... Do you hear him? No? But the microphone is on, but we cannot hear you. We cannot hear you. Yeah. Just to let Florian fix the problem, and I say yes, you are right. All of you, name Florian Schneider doesn't sound very Greek, and Florian actually is from Kaiserslautern. This is a difficult name for the city, yeah, Kaiserslautern. But yes, does it work now?
Like this?
Yes,
okay.
You did it. Great.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it was the headset. I don't know.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Florian Schneider and Domaine Florian. Go
yes, we are a very new, small winery, also located in the Epanomi Peninsula. We're in Trilofos, though. We have basically the same microclimate as Gero Vasiliu has. We have some fields around the Trilofos area, and some field in Epanomi, and some in Veria. We have about 6 hectares. We started the winery in 2011. It was basically a hobby of my father and me, because my great-granddad had a winery in Germany, and my father always wanted to make his own wine, and we started in 2004 making our own wine. So in 2011 we started then building the winery here. We have let me also share a bit the screen. This is our winery, and today I'm going to talk about a wine that was one of the first fields we gained, is because we just started out planting them, and in 2012 we started renting a field, which was the Sauvignon and the Chardonnay field, and I'm going to talk about the Chardonnay, which we harvested in 2016. This is the field. In the back you see the Mount Olympus. As Airi said, we have very nice climate on the peninsula, where we have these mild winters, very hot summers, but it's aided to the peninsula, where actually a lot of air is going through the vineyards, and it helps really with cultivating the fields, because since you don't have that many issues with problems like oidium or peronospora, since it's a bit humid, but it dries off very, very fast. yeah, the wine we're going to talk about is the Chardonnay 2016. It has a very high acidity. It has 5.2 acidity, and we achieve that by a lot of vineyard management, where we go in and actually de-leaf, and therefore we can control the sugar and the acidity in the grapes before we harvest them. So there's no need afterwards adding some acidity to the wine or anything in the winery. When you harvest the wine, within 30 minutes, it's at the winery. We can start pressing it, so it goes as fast as we can get it from the vineyard to the winery, and we ferment the wine in small tanks, the 1,000 liter tanks. So it's we can control the temperature of the fermentation as best as possible. And after the fermentation, we leave the wines with the release for about 6 to 8 months. This specific one was left for 7 months, and afterwards we do stabilization, and after we bottle the wine. This is the field where we have it. Can you change? Wait. Can we pull up the slide for the wine? Okay, I'll do it. Okay. So,
yeah.
So this is the Chardonnay 2016. If you taste the wine, see the wine has a very golden color. It's fermented at 12 to 13 degrees. And, if you smell it, you have a lot of pineapple, honey melon, some apricot, vanilla, and lemon blossom. And it's a very rich, full-bodied wine, and which has also very long aftertaste on the mouth. And the certain way we make the wine is, I think, a way that you can also make white wines that last longer. They can actually enjoy longer than the white wines normally tend to not last that many years, but we have a bit we mixed the old traditional ways with the new technology, so we can actually make wines that last longer. Thank you. If there's any questions, let me know.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you, Florian. Well, that's you have no importer in Poland by now, yeah, and the price of the wine depends on the bottle, yeah. You have two types of bottle, and this one in non-transparent bottle is about €6.70. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one has a Wiener lock closure, and the other one is a see-through bottle which has a twin top.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, this is how do you like it? This wine, a Chardonnay from Greece. Ladies, gentlemen, how do you like it? That's it. So, I like it. I can say, I like it myself. It's somebody's typing something, but I think this is that's something pretty refreshing. I'm bored with the Chardonnay more or less. Let me be frank.
I think but Chardonnay has a great potential when it's from how we can make the vinification. It's also Also, for the question that's somebody wrote for Chardonnay Barrique, yes, we also make the Chardonnay in wooden barrel, where it's completely fermented from the beginning on in the wooden barrel, because actually it has a lot of potential. Where it can we can ferment it in a new barrel, and it will not cover the aromatics of the Chardonnay. And in the last year, we also made the slightly resonated Chardonnay.
Okay.
I think it works very well as well with the Chardonnay, since it gives a bit of the hints of the wooden barrel, some of these flavors, but it doesn't. If you don't use too much resin, you don't cover the aromatic structure of the wine.
So we have 3 comments. Pretty positive, I say. Very good. Poznań likes it. So if Poznań likes it, we all like it. They know what's good in Poznań. Yeah. And why do Chardonnay such shape?
The bottle shape.
The bottle.
Well, the one you see in the picture is our white wine bottle that we have. It's about bottle shape I like, because it stands out, and it's not the very commercial one, and it needs a specific bottle, because I really like working with the Vinolog, and it needs a specific type of. If you see on the top, this is now with the twin top, but the neck of the bottle needs to be grinded down so the Vinolog fits perfectly. So it's a bit of the range of bottles is not that big for Vinolog bottles, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you have two different type of bottles, as it was said. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Florian, very much. It was your personal choice to move to Greece and to spend the life to Greece. So because we met in Peloponnese a guy and he was also a German, and he was Manolis told it's an immigrant of love.
But basically it was for me as well. Well, I came with my parents and finished the German school here. Had to, since I didn't know any Greek back then, and everybody left for Germany, Austria, and basically I stayed here, and then I started at some point when we decided about the winery. I found the winery, the winemaking school in Vienna, close to Neuburg, and and I started in Vienna for 2 years, and since then I'm back here making the wines. Okay, right. Well, very well. Thank you very much, Florian. And the wine is to be imported in Poland, I believe. I hope, yes. Right. And now, thank you. Stay with us if there's more questions. And now, please be ready with another glass, or with your last. It's the last white, but this is a Retsina. Yes, and we try to make connection with Germany, where yes.
Hello, how are you?
Hello. Yes, we did it. Okay,
we did it.
Okay, so that's your time, and let's speak about Retsina.
So my name is Tasos. I'm from Kehris Winery. Kehris Winery is a family business that is carrying forward a century-old tradition in producing quality wines, and especially Retsina. The winery is located about 10 minutes from Thessaloniki's city center, and the winery continues dynamic growth, and in Greece and abroad, we now produce more than 1.5 million bottles, and 30% of it is exported to other countries in more than 20 countries, about 25 countries. So the history begins from 1 century ago in a tavern of the family Kechris, where they produced quality Retsina. And that's why everyone wanted to buy that wine to have it in their house, in their home, and that's why they founded the winery in 54 and 1054. Yes, so. Retsina is very mysterious. It's a very acquired taste for for many people, but we have tried to make a very quality Retsina. Retsina is it's produced for more than 4,000 years now, and where they used pine resin to seal the amphoreas so the wine didn't oxidize during the transportation. And that's why all the aromas from the pine resin went into the wine. So all the ancient world drank then just Retsina. So Retsina is a type of wine that is protected under Greek and European law, and as a tradition by appellation. The wine needs to be produced in Greece, and they can make white or rosé wine, and also they need to add pine resin only from Aleppo wine. So we need to use the same pine resin. From also the quantity is so the law predicts us which pine resin we need to use, how many, and how many percentage of that. I need just to say to you that pine resin is also has its own terroir, because it's a natural product, so it depends from the weather conditions, from altitude, from soil, and also from the method of collection. We use pine resin from quality wine pine producers, and the pine resin is produced the same days that we collect also the grapes. So we have the best aromas, and it's fresh and has the best aromas. So the tear of the pine. So tear of the pine is a Retsina that changed the perception about the whole category of the Retsina. It's placed a traditional Greek wine next to the old international vineyard. It's also the first Retsina that has a remarkable aging potential. It's being produced, it's being fermented in new oak barrels, and also matured in fine lees for another 6 months before it's been bottled. That's why, and because we use only Assyrtiko, a very known Greek wine grape, that's why we have tested Retsinas from earlier vintages, and we see that that wine can age at least for 10 years, depending, of course, of the vintage. As you can see the wine in your wine glasses, we have you can see that it says yellow and golden shades. It has an intense citrus aroma with a background of butter and vanilla. And the uniqueness of that wine is that it's a wine that inside has also botanical notes like rosemary, like thymian, like ginger. That's why, and all the aromas are coming from the pine resin. Also, you will find there other fruit aromas, an intense mineral character, and delightful acidity. And of course, it has a very long aftertaste. What you can pair with it? You can pair it with fatty fishes because it has also the buttery taste. Grilled fish, seafood, also with sushi and also other Thai dishes. And you can pair it also with white meat dishes, grilled white meats, smoked pork, lamb with rosemary. So any dish you use rosemary or thyme or basilicum, you can use, you can drink, you can pair it very well with tear of the pine. And of course, you can choose also to eat with that white cheeses. I hope you have tasted the wine and you can see if you have tasted another Recinas many years ago, you could see that this is a very delicate kind of Recina.
Oh yeah, that's impressive. Let's add. Your wine is imported by Eurofood Gastro, company.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And tell me how we're waiting for the comments on the chat. Okay. And tell me how it may change in 10 years. You said. You told us it's about 10 years life expectancy, and what will be with the taste in 10 years?
So the taste, you can see that if you taste the new vintage, you will see that it's more aggressive, as I say. And if you taste other, you can see the freshness of the wine. But if you taste the year before, the vintage before, you can see that all the aromas are well blended, more blended with each other. So it's more a more delicate taste than the new vintage.
Mm.
And depending of the vintage, you can see different types of aromas coming out. And of course, if you get your first sip, after a few minutes with your second sip, you can see that new aromas are coming out of the glass.
Mm-hmm. So the first question is pretty positive, as the question is retail price.
Okay. You should ask our importer, Eurofood Gastro.
So here's a question to your importer. Please write on the chat the retail price in Poland. That's how we check if he is with us. You never know,
Yes.
Okay.
He will be. He is.
He's a friend of mine. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
He'll be there. Okay. Thank you very much. It's. I believe it was I'm not a specialist of Recina, but I believe this one was the best I ever tasted.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm still young, but yeah,
Okay, it's a very unique wine, and we tried to do our best so Retsina can fit can be a very exceptional wine. So if we get many awards every year from all around the world, so I hope, I think, and I'm sure that it's a very nice wine, very good wine.
Mm-hmm. And there's a question. So Michał writes that currently they are out of stock.
Yes, but because they are importing it, so it could be.
Yeah. Okay. And there's a question about the aromas.
Okay. Okay. What is the different? What is how? So again. So the Retsina is exactly produced like any other white wine. The difference is that we take the pine resin and put it in the wine during the fermentation, at the start of the fermentation. And then we fish it out again after, at the end of the fermentation. So depending, that's the only thing that is different from making a white wine. But you need to know how to do it, when exactly, and how much of pine resin and which pine resin you need to put in the barrels or the tanks, depending of the wine. So you do have that kind of quality.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. This was something. Yes.
Yes. You should drink it. You should taste it to see a very unique wine, and also you should try it if you don't like Retsina, to see that Retsina has changed.
It means the product has changed. Yes.
Yes, because many years, a few years ago, many decades ago, the only Retsinas were not so nice, and they don't have a good opinion about Retsina. So each time they hear about Retsina, they don't want to taste it.
Yeah.
But with that wine and the other 3 different Retsinas that we have changed it, and many people want to drink now Retsina.
Okay. One day we will come and we will check it.
Yes.
Okay.
You should.
Okay. So the story of Retsina is like Chianti, traditional Chianti, but it's only for tourists, and now the Retsina is coming back. You think it strikes again?
Yes, it strikes. It's coming back also in Greece, because it declined in Greece too. But it's come back in Greece too, and we're exporting in so many countries, and especially the tier of the pine is going each year up. And it's also in France, in Germany, in Poland, in all over Europe, and also in Canada and US. There are many countries where we export.
There are much more Greeks in Poland than I ever believed. Now when I'm doing the Greek tastings, it seems almost half of population is of Greek origin. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you too.
Thank you very much. And now we pass on to the first red, and this is Chateau Julia. And yes, who's from Chateau Julia? Who's from Chateau Julia? It's... Nie wiem, tu mamy Costa Lazaridi, a to jest, I believe, number 6. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, Piotr. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Yes. So this is your time.
Okay. My name is Andreas Otapasidis, and I am the export manager of domain Costa Lazaridi. I will start the presentation with an introduction to domain Costa Lazaridi. It will be followed by an introduction into the Agorigitico grape variety. And finally, I will present our Chateau Giulia Agorigitico. Domaine Costa Lazaridis. Mr. Kostas Lazaridis founded the first modern linear vineyard in Drama in the 70s, and later he built the only at that time modern winery in the region. Domaine Costa Lazaridis was founded in 1992. After starting with a small 10-hectare vineyard, we now manage 300 hectares of private vineyards with the finest Greek and international grape varieties that can be found in 4 different locations around Drama. Agorigitico, that's the grape, and I know it's a mouthful. If you can't pronounce it, just think of the English name St. George grape. That's probably easier. Agorigitico is a Greek red variety with a rich history. Agorigitico comes from the area of Nemea in Peloponnese. Nemea is a small town that has a patron saint, which is St. George. So this is St. George's wine. Nowadays, the Agorigitico grape grows throughout Greece. It is a red grape existing from the antiquity, which has evolved throughout time. Agorigitico is a multi-dimensional variety that can produce wines in a wide range of styles, from fresh, crisp rosé to wine that's very fruity with light, gentle tannins, or you can have something that's more extracted, heavy, and darker. The way to achieve these different styles basically has to do, on the one side, with the terroir of the location of where the grapes are grown. Some are grown in lower elevation and some are grown in very small yields and in very high elevation. And on the other side, with the winemaking processes. And now we come to Chateau Giulia Agorigitico, protected geographical indication Drama. The Agorigitico was first planted in 1998 at the foot of the Menikion mountain in Kalivrisi, outside of the city of Drama, at an altitude of 200 to 300 meters with northern exposure. The soil consists of alkalized clay with a lot of coarse elements. This label began its course with the 2004 harvest as Refosco Agorigitico, where the Italian variety dominated. Over the years, the variety of Agorigitico gave exceptional quality elements and reached, after various changes in the quota of varieties, to become a 100% single variety Agorigitico. After 23 years of cultivation, the possibilities of this variety are expanded through the combination of the unique terroir of Drama and the modern viticultural and enological practices. Now, this wine bottle of Domaine Costa Lazaridis is the Chateau Giulia Agorigitico, vintage of 2019. It has 14.2% alcohol in volume, and the style is still dry wine. This wine has been aged in French oak barrels for 12 months, from which 20% are new oak barrels. It has a beautiful deep red color with violet hues. The primal characteristic of the wines of this variety are the Mediterranean aromas, where plums and figs dominate. On the nose, it's very gentle. Small red fruits with cherries and blackberries, cinnamon and spices. You could compare it with Sangiovese or Barbera from Italy, probably. And in the mouth, as you can taste it, it's a round velvet wine, very well balanced between the aromas of the fruits and the spices. A medium body with pleasant acidity that gives nerve to mature tannins, and the nice long finish with oak notes. It's a very friendly and elegant style, and one of Greece's most noble native varietals. You can have a wine that's easy to drink, but also structured. It has tannins, it has a length, it does finish very well, and it definitely loves red meats and aged smoked cheeses. But you can combine it with lighter dishes too, and dishes that have tomato sauce, and best served 14 to 16 degrees Celsius. As the Ayurvedic variety takes a long time to mature, the grapes are usually harvested end of September. After the harvest, it will continue to evolve for 10 to 15 years in the bottle. We produced 12,000 bottles of Chateau Giulia Ayurvedico annually, and 40% of the production is exported, with the largest export markets being those of Germany and the USA so far. We do not have a partner in Poland, but we look forward to it, and we see Poland as a very interesting market. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Andreas. Sorry for my blackout with Chateau Giulia, but it happens. It happens. You were right about Barbera. That was my impression also. That this wine is somehow similar to Barbera.
Something that I also would like to mention is that another name for Ayurvedico, not the official, the unofficial, is Hercules blood. I don't know if you have heard about it. It's called Hercules blood because, according to a myth, Hercules drank Ayurvedico or this wine before or after he slayed the lion of Nemea. So if you say Hercules blood, you mean Ayurvedico by now.
After the lion of Nemea, yes?
Yes.
Yes, so Lew Nemejski in Polish, Lew Nemejski. Yeah. Well, yeah.
The price is $9.20, what I have mentioned yet. Ex-seller.
Yeah, it's. How do you like it? The first red. Me, I like it, I can say.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you, Andreas, very much.
Thank you very much.
And now, Elena. Hello. Elena Apostolidou. And Ktima Pavlidis. Hello, Elena.
Hello, everybody. Do you hear me well?
Yeah. Say something.
Okay. Hello, this is Elena, and I'm live direct from Hamburg. So Florian came to Greece. I went to Germany. So
good.
That's good. In Hamburg, in Germany, and I'm the export manager of the winery since 8 years now. And I would love to speak to you about the winery and the wine we present to you today. So first of all, thank you and the winemakers of North Greece for this opportunity. We are a happy member of Winemakers of North Greece since the beginning of the creation of the association. So we are really happy and keen to help in everything the association does. So the winery is situated in Drama, like Wine Art Estate and Costa Lazaridi Estate. So you know already a lot of things about the climate of our region, and I will be happy to add some information about Ktima Pavlidis. So Ktima in Greek, it means domain, winery, and Pavlidis is the name of the owner. So Mr. Pavlidis, he doesn't come from a winemaking family. He's in the marble business, actually, and he's a lover of wine, and this is how he started. He's really passionate about wine, and this is how he started this winery 23 years ago. So the winery was created in 1998. So this is a winery of medium size for the Greek standards. We produce around 400,000 bottles per year, and we export around 30% of our total production. We in the area of Drama, the climate is Mediterranean, temperate and dry according to the season. We own 65 privately owned hectares, and the winery and the vineyards are situated in the northern part of the manufacture of Drama. So in the other side of Costa Lazaridi and Wine Art Estate, it's in the road for the borders with Bulgaria. So it's really in the north. The exact location, it's just outside Kokinoia, a small village, 90 kilometers from Drama town. The two main vineyards of the winery are in Kokinoia. The one is just in front of you that you see now in front of the winery. And the second one is in Perihora. The appellation of the wines is Protected Geographic Indication Drama as well. And we have night harvest, which is quite uncommon in Greek wineries. Of course, the fruit are hand-picked, which is the case for every winery all around the country. We don't see any machine harvest in Greece. Varietals are grown are indigenous and international varietals. As Akis from Wine Estate, Art Estate explained to you in the beginning of this session, Drama was well known in the beginning for the international varieties. So we used to find mostly international varieties, but this changed little by little. And nowadays you can find also Assyrtiko, Georgitiko, Malagousia, and many other Greek indigenous varieties. We do night harvest since 2005, and this is for better aromas. So the soil is red clay and marl limestone, and the altitude of the vineyards is from 150 meters up to 450 meters. So we have two primary types of wines, the thema wines and the emphasis wines. In total, our portfolio carries 8 different wines. We will taste today, so the thema red that you have already in your glasses, I suppose. And I have it also. It's my second glass since the beginning of the presentation. So we will see in the beginning, so I can see now the fish technique. So it's a wine that stays 12 months in French oak barrels and 12 months in the bottle. This is a wine that has a dark purple color with violet reflections, and in the nose it is dominated by an intense bouquet of cherries and plums, followed by scents of chocolate, smoke, and vanilla. And this is a wine that you can see it generous in the mouth with good balanced and lively tanins, contributing to a velvety structure. The aftertaste is long and fruity, and it has a light touch of oak. It's a wine that you can drink now, but you can also keep it for further aging. I could say more than 10 years, a wine that you can keep for more than 10 years. This is a wine that is easygoing wine. It's for people that know about wine, for wine connoisseurs, but also for people that know nothing about wine. They can also enjoy it. It's one of the best-seller Greek red wines that you can find. We produce 80,000 bottles from this wine. So it has 60% Syrah and 40% Agorgitiko. It's two grape varieties that marry well together. It's like Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. You can before the divorce, so they really go well together. It's a complex wine, and I could say that Agorgitiko, it's an easy word to pronounce. You can think your Gitiko, so it's easy. And I'm happy to answer any questions. And we have no importer, unfortunately, in Poland, but we hope that after this session we will be able to find one, thanks to our friend Piotr and all of you here. We believe that terroir is really important, and we insist on making fine wines, quality wines that show the unicity of our terroir, the terroir of Drama, which is not at all dramatic, as we said already. So that's all from me. Of course, the wines are highly awarded. We participate in many competitions all around the world, and we do not increase our quantities from one year to another. All the hectares are privately owned, so we control 100% of of the production, and the cultivation is sustainable with respect to nature and to human people. So that's all from me.
Well, thank you very much, Elena. Thank you very much. Well, this let's just mention the price. This is €7.50. Yes, the seller price of this wine. And yes, perhaps now it goes better. Goes J-Lo and Ben Affleck nowadays.
Yes.
According to Plotek, I don't know. Do you have Plotek in Greece?
No, we don't have Plotek in Greece. But I follow J-Lo, so you are right.
Yeah.
So I, your Yitiko. I, your Yitiko. So it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. What about you? I don't want to share my opinion first. What do you think about this wine, folks, from Poland? You said this is your second glass, yes?
Yes, it's my second glass.
So the first was Retsina?
No, unfortunately, we don't have. This would be for the next time. It will be great if we could have all the wines as well, but it's not the case, unfortunately.
Okay, so yes, thank you. We like it. We like it. Yeah, and
By next time, we should do this in live. Not through internet, Now with that COVID, things are going better. We could do this in Poland. Why not?
One day, yes.
Yeah.
One day in Poland. Yeah. Okay. Right. Thank you very much. Stay with us, please.
Thank you.
And and good stay in Hamburg.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and now wine number 9, yes, if I'm not wrong, and Butari for the third time in history, as we met already Butari in Peloponnese and in Crete. Am I right?
Yes. Hello, Poland. How are
Hello,
you?
Vasilis. Yes, the voice is yours.
It sounds like Eurovision. But hello, Poland. We give 12 points to winemakers of northern Greece. My name is Vasilis Georgiou. I'm the head winemaker for the Butari winery. I studied in Australia at the University of Adelaide, and I've been with Butari since 2007. We have 6 wineries all over Greece, but the main wineries in northern Greece are in Nausa and in Rumenisa. A bit about the history of the Butari winery. Actually, Butari Wineries is probably the oldest winery in Greece. It's got a huge history of winemaking. It's a 5th generation winemakers. And it's the only winery in Greece that we can say that has such a vast experience and history. So Ioannis Boutaris was the founder of the winery in 1879, around 130 years ago. So he was an entrepreneur, a very dedicated man, which we all owe thanks to. So he came from the mountains in northern Greece, from Nympheo, was his family, and he came to Nausa, and he became a wine merchant in the beginning. He was selling the wines. He found potential in the red wines of Nausa, which were very famous throughout the community. And he started selling the wines, and he was really good at it. So he was the first generation. Unfortunately, he had 3 children, but unfortunately in 1912, the COVID of that time, which was smallpox, took away all his children. 3 children were wiped out from smallpox. But since he was such a ferocious man, and he would never quit, he had a goal. He started a family all over again. So he started again from scratch, and he got remarried and had another family. And until his younger children were of age, someone else from the family, Kostakis, Uncle Kostakis, they call him, was in charge of the winery until the children were of age and managed to take over the winery. So later in the 1930s, grandfather Stelios Boutaris took over the winery, and he started exporting to many countries all over the world, especially in countries where a lot of Greeks were had businesses, and there was a lot of Greek element into those countries like Egypt, the Middle East. And then in the 1970s, Konstantinos and Yannis Boutaris took over the winery, and then they began. And Mr. Konstantinos is the CEO right now. He's the 4th generation, and it was then in the 1970s up until 2000, where there was a dramatic increase all over Greece by buying vineyards all over Greece and establishing PDO zones and reviving a lot of the Greek varieties. 5th generation is Mr. Konstantinos' daughters, Marina, Lenya, and Christine. And it's the latest generation, and many more to come. So this is a 5th generation. It's not like Antignori, which has 26 generations in Italy, but for Greece, that was liberated quite recently, let's say. 5th generation is quite old for a business and a winery. So huge experience in winemaking. And Nausa Boutari, the wine that we're going to be tasting, is actually the first red wine ever bottled. So it was the first bottled red wine in Greece. Was bottled in around 1906, and it was Boutari Nausa. And the original label that was put on the first bottles of Nausa, you will see here on the picture the label. This label we changed with the 2017 vintage, and we decided to put the original Boutari Nausa label with which was like throughout the ages. It's a wine that is definitely, let's say, a landmark of Greek wine. It's made of 100% Xinomavro in the region of Nausa. And right now, after 2 reds, you will see the essence of Xinomavro. Generally, Xinomavro is a variety which is a more tannic, like a full-bodied wine. It ages really, really, really well. You can cellar it for 20, 30 years, depending on the style, of course, of the Xinomavro. So about this wine, now we're taking the Nausa Boutari 2018, which was one of the really good years, vintages. It is a typical Xinomavro from Nausa, which Nausa is actually a terroir region, which means shortly that there are different parts of vineyards throughout the region of Nausa that grow Xinomavro. But like, let's say you have a vineyard in one place, and then 3 kilometers you have a different plot, and it produces totally different Xinomavro. So this is the actual type of region that is called the terroir region. We produce about 100,000 bottles each year. It's exported all over the world, in Poland as well.
Sorry, Vasilis,
yes.
but we have 6 minutes per winery, so please focus on the wine now, as this is interesting, but we have to speed up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the wine, the wine is very aromatic. It gives off aromas of the typical Xinomavro, which is sun-dried tomatoes and plums. It has 12 months in oak barrels. We only use old barrels, not at all new barrels, because we want only the micro-oxygenation of the barrels and not at all the oaky character. And this is actually a blend from mainly Trilofos, Polanera, and Marina, which are 3 sub-regions of Nausa. The good thing about Xinomavro is that at a very decent price, which is around 9 to 10 euros, you can age it in your cellar for at least 30 years, and you can get like a very good potential of aging with much softer tannins and full-bodied, and all those aromas after cellaring the wine for a long period of time, which you get all those mature and old notes of let's say barnyard, and so that's all. I hope you enjoy.
Yeah, I like it. It's very seems Xinomavro is a very flexible variety. Yeah, this and I like the concept of this wine, I must say. It's something.
Yes, the concept is actually, this wine has been in every Greek dinner table since forever, and it's actually a wine aimed for everyone, and also a bargain for someone who wants to age the wine and produce a wine that will only get better with time.
You have now 2 wine importers in Poland. Yeah, this is Greek Trade and Provinum, according to my notes.
Yes, these are the 2 importers in Poland, and that's all I know. I asked the export manager; he told me these are the importers. So
yeah, the export managers, they are like they are. Yes. Okay, thank you very much, Vasilis. It was long but interesting. Yeah, thank you very much. Any questions, guys? Not by now. Very pleasant. But they are not very communicative today. They just like it. But thank you anyway. It's better that you like it.
They like it. It means they are drinking it. They're busy drinking.
That's perhaps optimistic for the future of Greek wines here in Poland. Thank you, Vasilis. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Stay with us, please. And now, Diamantakos and George Diamantakos from Ktima Diamantakos. Hello, George. George. Yeah, George. George Georgi Diamantakos. Please join us. Yes. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Good
I'm
afternoon.
here. I'm listening. Good afternoon to you all. And I'm very happy to speak to you and present my wines to your market, to your country. I'm from Nausa too, as Vasily before. I work in Nausa. I'm an enologist, a third generation enologist. My father and grandfather started and planted our vineyard, around 1980s. Our history begins a little bit earlier, around 70s, where the first vineyard were situated in a region where Aristotelis school, the place where Alexander the Great was studied. And then my grandfather and father, they had to give up this land and move to the property where the domain now is. So as a little bit of history. And this vineyard, as you can see in the picture, is situated, as you can see, we have the Mount Vermio, and all the zone of Nausa is situated on the slopes on the eastern foothills of the Mount Vermio. It's the hometown of Nausa, and the vineyard is situated, our vineyard situated in around 3.5 hectares in a region, sub-region called Mademi, an altitude around 240 meters. Around 60% of the land has a northwest orientation, the rest is south and east, which is quite good. And as you can see, a lot of slopes with 5 to 20% incline. Sandy, generally sandy clay soil with sandy loamy subsoil. And the main thing is under the 60%, the parnstone becomes sedimentary rock. And especially inside the region, the property, there is a lot of gravel, a lot of stones. Mademi means this little stone with a browny color, full of potassium and magnesium that create the balance, exactly like the picture, that create the balance in my wines, in our wines, and especially plays an important role of the character of the upcoming wines, just like Xinomavro, because Xinomavro has this dynamic and polyphenolic compounds, which is quite in a great amount, and results and balances the pH level, and of course the flavor of the wine. And of course the mount range of Vermio plays an important role, and for the microclimate of the region, it gives us it cools down the vineyards throughout the summer nights, and protects from the winds. So generally, about speaking, for Nausa is our hometown, is our city, our place. It's people. It's the PDO zone of the Xinomavro, which is the quite very important red grape varietal. And I take your, as you said before, you were right, is a flexible grape. Yes, it's a flexible grape, but mostly in Nausa we use it for red vinification. Of course, it's not easy to find a lot of multi-dynamic grapes in all the country. Pinot Noir is just like that, Chardonnay, and especially Xinomavro too. Yes, but we use it for red vinification. So, and if you try a lot of wines from all over the northern part of Greece where Xinomavro is cultivated, the great thing is then, and the magical part of that is that you can find a lot of diversity, not only between different harvests, different vintages, but even in several wineries which are close together. Because Nausa, due to the Mount Vermio, there are a lot of rich terrains with complex geological features where are formed. So even within the narrow boundaries of a vineyard, even in my vineyard, there are different. You can find different styles of grapes. And I produce several types of grapes from Xinomavro that give me, of course, at the end, the character of the wine. So this is the technical sheet of the Nausa 2018 you have in your glasses. I think it was a vintage what was taste our strength in vineyard, and this is quite challenging for us, and of course for the vineyard. Xinomavro generally it's a grape that does not have a lot of color, not too much too much acidity, sometimes low sugar. And so we fight in the vineyard to try to give us the best in order to take the material for the winery. It's more difficult for me to say it's to produce a good Xinomavro grape than wine from Xinomavro. But the last, I think, 15 years, things have changed a lot, and we see that Xinomavro is already making and establishing itself as a grape varietal, and it makes international career in the highest level all over the world. I think it's a vintage that it's quite fruity at the time you are tasting now. It's now 3 years old. I'm not sure for the age potential of this vintage, but for me it's a typical Xinomavro, well balanced, due to the weather conditions around mid-September, end of August, low temperatures, and the aging. A few things about the aging treatment we're using. Personally, I like the 500-liter oak treatment for the Xinomavro. The middle age of the wood is around 2.5 years old. We don't need the oil of the oak. We want more wine, less wood, and we use the oxygen to evolve the wine through the slow oxidation that takes part through the wood. So bigger barrels, I think it's much better for the variety. And the important is that you have in the whole presentation now you have 5 wineries from Xinomavro. You can taste 5 different wines from Xinomavro, so you can see this diversity that comes from this fascinating grape.
Yeah, that's true. And your wine is not exported to Poland yet. Its price is €9.30.
Yes, yeah? Exactly. We are a small family-run winery. We're increasing. We are stable. I produce only 2 labels with another indigenous varietal, a white one. I have in your glass now the second, the white, the red. I'm sorry, the Xinomavro, and I want to increase and evolve my presentation through the same label and increase the quality of the wines and slowly build up the markets. And I believe, of course, in the Poland market, that's why I'm here. And I think that people in Poland are thirstier, they're becoming more curious, they want to discover. And for me, Greek wines are a great opportunity for you to find and show different things and quality things. This is Greece, uniqueness and quality. This is the style of wines. And I think it's the same that you are searching for.
So this is I don't know if you agree or not, but this is completely different style than the first than Butari. Yeah.
Yes, that's true. And all the wines from Xinomavro you're gonna taste are gonna be different to each other.
Gonna be different.
Even from the same vintage.
That's what's interesting here, and yeah.
If you visit Nausa and taste wines from around 25 wineries, all of them have a different personality, diverse personality. This is the magical part about the varietal.
Okay, stay tuned, guys, till the end. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, George. Thank you very much. I won't repeat myself that I like it because I like too much. I like it.
I want to be short and clean on what I'm saying, and I want you to enjoy the wines.
Thank you. Me personally, I did. I believe the others also. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Stay in contact. Right, and now Spiros from Hello, Spiros. Hello.
Hello, that's me.
And
hello,
guys. Hello again.
I'm Patti. Yeah. Hello again. Yes, I'm Spiros Argyrakis from Argyrakis Winery. We are a small winery in North Greece. We have a small boutique family winery in a small village called Tripotamos. It's near to Nausa region in North Greece. My father and my brother are the enologists, and I am a civil engineer. We started our winery in 2016. It's a new winery. It's a bioclimatic and uses 100% renewable energy for solar panels. This guy designed it. Thank you. We have a small production of around 30,000 bottles per year, and we have 6 labels. We have this minimal logo. It's an archaic horse because we honored our grandfather who had a farm with horses in Izmir, and he lost them in 1922 in the Great Fire of Smyrna. Our specialization is Xinomavro, and so we're going to taste it. The wine that we are going to taste is the Red Atti of 2018. It's 100% Xinomavro PGI. It is oaked for 24 months in French oak from our 40-year-old vineyard in Nausan region. 2018 was a great vintage for Nausa Xinomavro. I would say some more for Nausa, but Mr. George Diamandakos already explained them all. Thank you, George. Our wine, you can see it, it has a color, it's deep red. In the nose, I get some tomato and a little bit of smoke because of the oak. And in the mouth, I get also tomato, blackberries, some red fruits. We have a long-lasting wine. I think it's a well-balanced Xinomavro, and you can age it for, I guess, 8 to 10 years for sure. It's a good companion if you want to have some steak or to watch some Game of Thrones, my brothers always said. So these are for me. Any questions?
That was really fun.
I think I was very, very quick.
Thank you. Well, that's interesting. When you taste Greek wines, you always learn something from history. Yes, so the Great Fire of Smyrna, check it, 1922. Check it at Wikipedia. Please, this was something that, big, tragic but big. Right, and about your wine, I like the nose. The nose is, you hear? You hear me? Because you're frozen. Okay, I hope you hear me. What about you? Beautiful wine. Yes. Beautiful wine. Yes, the nose is perfect. Yeah, and it's a long-lasting wine. Any comments? Spiros is no more with us, I'm afraid. No? Widzisz Spirosa? Okay. But well, compliments. I like you. I like the presentation of your bottle. I like this minimalism. I like the style and the horse, of course. Anybody here? It's just me. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Third in the row and completely different. Yeah. So let's face the next one. So Kyriani and Lambros. Lambros, are you with us? Jota? It's Jota. Sorry, Jota. I'm sorry, Jota. Hello. What a nice surprise. Yes.
Actually, it was supposed to be Lambros, but here I am.
But it's a good, it's only for good. Yes. Okay, Jota, your time.
So, hello everyone. I'm Jota Karanachiou, and I'm brand manager of Kyriani Estate the last 2 years. And I'm going to briefly present you the main axis of the winery and the single vineyard Xinomavro wine, Ramnist as well. Kyriani was founded in 1997 by Yannis Boutaris, a leading figure in the Greek wine industry. When he left the Boutari Wine Company, his grandfather established in 1879. Balancing between a long family tradition and the use of new innovative techniques in winemaking, our aim is to produce wines that appeal to the taste of the modern consumer, reflecting the potential of the Greek vineyard and of its indigenous varieties, such as the noble Zino Mavro. Today, Stelios Boutaris, member of the 5th generation of winemakers, leads Kyriani into the next phase of its history by dynamically exploiting the cornerstones of Kyriani philosophy, which are desire for the innovation, respect for tradition, and true knowledge of the wine from the grape to consumer. Here you can see the Boutari family from right to the left, Kyrianis, Stelios Boutaris, and his brother Michalis. In Kyriani, we have 25 labels on our portfolio. We have 2 wineries, one in Nausa and one in Amindio area. We have about 150,000 cases total production, 30% of which is exported in 45 countries worldwide. Also from the 2 wineries, the one in Nausa has about 5,000 visitors per year. Actually, this is a number before the COVID period. Here we can see a Greek map with the 2 regions of our vineyards. The one in Nausa is in north central Greece, and the other in Amindio in northwestern Greece. We'll talk about Amindio area, a few things about the vineyards there. The viticultural zone lies at an altitude of 700 meters on generally poor and sandy or loamy soils. The extremities of the climate, especially during winter, are regulated by water masses of the 4 lakes that surround the vineyard, creating ideal conditions for viticulture. In Amindio, we have only the white varieties planted, like Malagousia, Assyrtiko, Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay. And we have only 2 red labels from Amindio area. The rest are from Nausa vineyard. In Amindio, we meet also some pre-phylloxera vines, aged between 40 and 100 years old. Now let's move on to Nausa. Nausa, the key appellation for Zino Mavro variety, is famous for production of wines reflecting structure, complexity, and character. The hilly terrain of Nausa, with different slopes and exposure to sunlight, is composed of various soil types, from natural alkaline to acidic, and from sandy clay to sandy clay loam. This varied topography creates different mesoclimates, where Zino Mavro gives very different expressions of its potentials. Featuring this, the diverse terroir, in Kyriani, we divided the vineyard in 42 blocks, where we cultivate each vineyard separately. Here we can see the blocks of the estate, which each one is different on soil texture, on pH, and soil type, as you can see. Here are some winemaking techniques we apply, like the pisage method, like fermentation in wooden vats. On the right, you see the French oak vats we have on the estate in Nausa, and on the left is the pisage method we apply on the red varieties. The recent years, we have some new facilities in the winery Nausa, like this cellar, which has about 1,000 barrels. Most of them are French oak, and we try every year to replace a small 25% of the total amount with new ones. And this is the global map of our market, and of course Poland is marked. Now we'll talk about the ambassador wine of Ktima Kyriani, which is none other than Ramnista. Ramnista is 100% Zino Mavro variety and produced in the vineyard of Nausa. The Kyriani vineyard lying on the east foothills of Mountain Vermio and has an overall exposure of a southeast exposure at an altitude of 120 meters to 280 meters. Rainfall is abundant during winter months, but summers, especially like summer of 2021, are so dry that regulated drip irrigation is applied to prevent water stress. The average crop yield is maintained below 2.5 kilograms per vine. And for Amnista, we use grapes mostly from 7 different parcels, mainly of lower pH and with lighter soil type, in order to maximize the aromatic intensity and complexity of the wine. Here we can see also a photo from the vineyard in Ausa. Now about the vinification process, the grapes are carefully hand-picked and sorted in a conveyor belt before crush. The 2017 Ramlista was fermented in 5,000-liter wooden French oak vats under total controlled temperature. And in order to enhance the wine, Pisage method is applied, where the grapes solids are pushed back into the wine for the proper extraction of color, flavors, and tannins. The wine matured for 16 months. Here you can see the Pisage method. And after that, the wine matures for 16 months in 225-liter vats, both French and American. And we have further aging in bottle for another 12 months until it's released in the market. Now let's taste the wine. The color, we would say that is intense ruby. We have an aromatic complex wine which combines powerfully fresh red fruits and notes of rose. On the palate, gentle tannins around mouthfeel with distinctive sense of oak barrels. Also, we can notice some notes of tomato and olive. And thanks to its red fruit and vegetal complexity, its firm tannic structure and lingering aftertaste, we would say that Ramlista is an ultimate wine for sophisticated meat lovers, pairing perfectly with dishes of lamb, veal, or game. Also, I would like to notice that with age, Xinomavro develops an amazing complexity of dried fruits aromas and a note of truffle and tobacco. The unexpected full body of the wine and robust acidity showcase a great wine with aging potentials up to 15 to 20 years old. Cheers.
Thank you, Jota. And this is 14.5 alcohol.
Yes.
And that's something. This is, I mean, you can't feel it at the first step. Let's say it's fine. You're imported by Mierzyński.
Right.
Poland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Say
yes.
it, please.
Mierzyński.
Yes, more or less. Yes. Okay. So fine. This is the only one wine from Kyriani imported by Mierzyński, or?
No, we have 4 more wines. The Assyrtiko from Amindeon.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Paranga Red and Paranga White, also from Amindeon area, and Kali Riza is the second single vineyard Xinomavro wine of Kyriani, produced in Amindeon vineyards. Okay.
Yeah. I like it. I like it, and it's the fourth phase of Xinomavro today. Yeah. Thank you, Jota, very much, and sorry for taking you for Lambros. Yes, I'm sorry.
No problem. If you saw me, we're okay.
Okay, thank you. And yes, last but not least, it's now, ladies and gentlemen, Angeliki or Angelo. I don't know, father or daughter. I believe it's daughter. Angeliki, please join us. Alpha Estate, the last wine today, and the last Xinomavro. Angeliki? Yeah? Press the buttons or click on the icons. Yeah. Angeliki? No Angeliki with us. That's... But well, how do you like it? The different Xenomavro? No, nobody's here anymore. Angeliki, hello. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Sorry, I was trying with the buttons. So
Okay. Yeah, but
yes.
this is difficult somehow.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
your
Hello.
turn.
Yes. Yes. Last but not least. Hello, everyone. My name is Angeliki Iatridou. So I'm the second generation. I did my master in knowledge and viticulture in France and Italy. So here I am, a new member of the family. So let's say little words because we already mentioned Amindo, so I'm not going to bother a lot with same information. So what was not mentioned that Amindo PTO was recognized in 1972 as a PTO protected designation of origin. So let's say about some words about Alpha Estate. Here is Makis Mavridis, a grape grower, and Angelos Iatridis, the winemaker, the owners of Alpha Estate. So the single privately owned vineyard of the estate was located in the heart of Amindon, called Ambelia, which means vines in Greek. So the first 7 hectares were bought from the owners in 1997, and our first release in the market was in 2005. So it's about 10 years. Means because we wanted to make the owners want to make the most of the vineyard potential in Amindo region. So the climate is semi-continental. With that, we can see here with cold, harsh winters, which is ideal for during this time the vine is sleeping, so they need cold for afterwards for the grape growing season. We have high diurnal range, so in the summer, despite the high temperature we have in the night, lower temperature would help during the growing phase. So now we have 2 types of soils. Sandy soils, mainly over limestone with sand, more than 85%. So which mainly located on higher altitudes and near Lake Petres, ideal for Xenomavro, fruity Xenomavro, and and also other red fruit varieties. And another type of soil we have also is sandy clay and loamy over limestone with sand of more higher fertility soil with sand between 70 and between 50 and 70 percentage so of sand. So let's focus a little bit about Xenomavro here in Amindon region. Xenomavro, as the name reveals, xeno means acid, and the mavro, Xenomavro, states for the black reddish color of the grapes. We have medium-sized clusters with medium to high berry size. Xenomavro generally is tolerant against most viruses. Here we see a photo of the estate. We can see also, as already mentioned before, the Amindon, the estate lies between, we have here the Lake Petres, Begoritida, Hematitida, and Zazari, the 4 lakes in Amindon, and also Vermiovici and Voras, which due to this condition exhibit specific characteristics in our wines. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about the Xenomavro reserve that we're going to taste. Xenomavro, so we go back to a little bit back in history in 1898, where phylloxera hit the vineyard area of Macedonia. But this specific in the Barbagiannis plot, the bug could not actually thrive because of this kind of soil that I mentioned already before, this sandy with clay, loamy over limestone conglomerates. So the bug is not able to survive. So we have here a teenager of 102 years old, planted actually 1919. 3.5 hectares plot in the most continental zone of Greece with a northwestern exposure. We have These are the grapes are hand harvested in 15 kilograms of um, boxes. We have about 26 hectoliters per hectare, so low yields. So let's go now to the tasting a little bit of the Xenomophros 2017 vintage. So I'm going to say some words about the vinification process. Very important. We do de-steaming, we do light crushing, cold soak for about 4 days. When it comes to the alcoholic fermentation, we do on stainless steel vats. What is very important is that we do a collaboration today with my university that in Geisenheim. We do a selection of yeast from Barbayanni's plot in order to have a specific type of yeast strains, in order to have the best producing typicity so to select the best yeast strains that are ideal for the Xenomovro that we want to produce. We do surely for 24 months regular steering from French oak barrels, white toasted, so just steamed, so they're not of intense oak aromas. We don't want intense aromas. We want the varietal character to be enhanced, to be tasted most. Then we do natural settling prior to the bottling, 12 months bottling, aging in the bottles, and then we do it's unfiltered and ready to be released on the market. So it's very important that I did not mention is that before we do this tasting and enjoy the wine. It's very important to be when a Xenomovro for the evaluation of Xenomovro ready to be harvested. We need to be sure that the seeds are mature enough. I mean, turned from green to brown. Very important for the evaluation of Xenomovro that is ready for the whole vinification, for the whole process that's going to take place. So now we start with, first of all, the color, bright, medium ruby color, very elegant appearance. So we have a complex and elegant nose. We have some floral, rosal petals, I can see. Some hint, we have spicy notes, some dried fruits I can see. Generally, it can be enjoyed now, but I can give it like at least 15 years, I can say. That during this period, it can give some dried fruits like prunes, some more hints of spicy notes. Generally, because I've been to Barolo, I've studied, it reminds me a little bit of the wines I've tasted. It can be enjoyed generally. I can see that there is some oak that I can smell, but it's not so intense because it does not mask the fruit character of the wine. Generally, we have structured wine. Still, the fruit character, I can see that it's concentrate a lot. Full medium to full body. I can see that the tannins that I already mentioned, the seed part for the maturity, the tannins are ripe, are velvet. So we have a bright acidity, which letting the tart fruits sink, but not overwhelming the palate. So enjoy, I hope. Thank you.
Okay, Angeliki, let me ask you one question because it's late and I just want to be sure. Are we tasting the wine coming from the uncrafted vines?
Yes, bush uncrafted vines. Yes, exactly.
Right. So, guys, this is the wine as it was many years ago.
Exactly.
Before phylloxera. So this is the day. Yes, you taste it. It not happens all the time. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. First comments. Fantastic experience. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that's what we want most, Mindon. We want to show the world that Amindo is great. It's one of the one of the greatest potential that can have a region, because now we all know Naus, of course, and we appreciate the wines. But I can see, because also my master thesis was based on the xenomephore clones adapted on the Aminde region, and the development and the type of wines that can be produced, and the potential is the vineyard potential, especially is very, and the know-how of the people now, especially the young people, my brother and everybody here, is high enough, and I think it's a great, we'll have a great wines coming on. So stay tuned.
Some new comments are coming. What type of cuisine you suggest?
Sorry, yes, I did not mention. It can be, I did also research, so on the Polish food pairing. So I will say generally it combined with grilled meat, mushroom, red peppers, generally some fatty cheeses, and also have some Polish food like kolabki, bigos, some wheat.
Polanki, yes.
Yes,
That's
so
what we eat actually whole week.
okay, nice. So it's a good pairing with Xenomephore Reserve.
Okay, with gołąbki, yeah, perhaps, yes.
I hope. I don't know. I tried to do the.
But mushrooms, yeah, I agree.
Yes,
Yeah.
and grilled meat.
That's the season for mushrooms, right? Yeah, that was impressive, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, something new, pairing with gołąbki, fantastic.
Okay, good. I did good job.
What kind of gołąbki have you in mind? Yes, yeah.
Like these garbage rolls, like.
Yeah. I know,
yes.
But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's too good for gołąbki, you know. This.
Okay. Okay. I don't know.
Gołąbki is. No. Yeah. Okay. You're imported by Eurofood Gastro.
Eurofood. Yes.
Eurofood Gastro. Yes. Right. So this is the fifth one. No, fourth. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Angeliki.
Thank you a lot.
Anybody want to ask? Because if not, we are now ending the evening. Perfect.
Yes, with a mushroom sauce. Yes, I read the chat.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming back with Yanis. Yanis is here with us. No. Yes. Hello, Yanis. So we came to the end. Yeah.
Well, this is an interesting event. If someone from the participants needs more information or wants some contact with any winemaker, you can give my email address and
of course
contact directly with me, and I give any information they want.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you all. And yes, we meet on 25th with Aegean wineries. So another Greek region. Yes, to celebrate 200 years of Greek struggle for independence, successful struggle for independence. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you all. And thank you for staying with us, and thank you all the winemakers, and thank you, Yanis.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you, Good.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye. Good night to
all
all of you. Yes, bye.
Bye-bye.